Middletown is planning, as we do every year, a memorial event here on the night of September 11th. This year, we are planning an event where we're actually going to be bringing in several other of the family members, as well as friends and neighbors of those that we lost of the 37 on 9/11. We are also planning a flag display. We have received a great amount of support from our local businesses and the community at large. So we're going to be putting flags in remembrance up and down all of the different utility poles as you come towards these memorial gardens on 9/11. We will read the names. There will be remarks by Senator Carrillos, who's our local state senator here in Middletown. There will be remarks by local clergy of all denominations. There will be a candlelight vigil. There will also be flags that we will be distributing throughout to the participants. So we're hoping to get 1,000 or more flags that everyone will be able to hold in lieu of candles. But we will light a candle for all 37 residents that we lost that day. Middletown has always been a very tight-knit community despite our size, and the volunteer efforts I think have increased over the last 10 years with respect to people doing more for the community. I think that's really brought a good aspect, if you can find any good in what happened 10 years ago. But I do believe that we continue, as far as how the town has changed or what's different. As much has changed in the past 10 years as much as remains the same. The only difference, and I think what's very important when you're hit as hard as we were here in Middletown, is to never forget, but also to remain vigilant and to continue to spread that word to everyone that this fight continues. I think the residents, and just like the nation on the whole, has definitely has to take a move forward. If we don't take a move forward, if we don't take a step ahead, then we've lost. And I think that was the message that was clear days after the tragedy, that we will not let this kill the American spirit. We will not lose the fight. So in that perspective, I think we've taken steps forward. It is important to never forget the memory of all of those that we lost.
My husband was in Tower too, and I remember that morning I was getting ready. My two daughters, I have twin daughters who were going for their 1-year well visit, and I remember getting them ready and turning on the TV, and I saw a plane hit the World Trade Center, and I just thought, oh, I really didn't think it was what it was. At the time I thought it was a small little plane that had a terrible accident or something. And then my husband called me and he said, what's going on? And I said, a plane hit Tower 1. And I remember saying, you should just come home because they're not going to do any more work today. And I really did not realize the magnitude of it at that point. And then I talked to him. He said he was going to go. I remember I hung up the phone. And he called me back and he goes, did you just see that? And that was when the second plane hit. And he had come down, he was outside and he watched the second plane hit. And then I remember saying, just come home now. And he did. It took him half a day, I guess, to get home. I think he got out on one of the very last ferries out of, I guess, the seaport area and came home. And I think he walked home even from Atlantic Highlands over there.
I think that the bad people are cuckoo in the head because they died, too, because they killed themselves trying to kill other people.
I knew a couple people that were in it, and then some that escaped from it. So it's big, but I mean, I was really little, so it's not so as impacting as if I was older at the time.
Actually, my daughter and I, we were just coming to pick up my son from his art class, and it was her first time actually walking through the gardens, and she was just a little baby. She's 10 years old now, and it was like only yesterday that I remember her in her infant carrier and watching the devastation on the television.
It was really a sad tragedy just to learn about it. It's just heartbreaking that all the people that lost their lives because of the stupid people that crashed the plane.
I think the 10-year anniversary is actually going to be rather quiet around town. A lot of the affected families, my opinion, they'll take that day, as it comes. Us personally, no, will we be going to a memorial? Probably not. That's kind of, for us, that's just like up in your face. We're still in denial, I guess.
I actually witnessed the first plane hitting the Trade Center from right across the river in Jersey City on the New Jersey Turnpike. So I did see it. I started listening to the radio reports. I lost a very dear friend and classmate on 9/11. So, you know, I come from the financial services area. So, you know, so many friends and colleagues lost, you know, other friends and family members. So it really holds very true to me. And, you know, those buildings were extremely significant to me personally.